All right, welcome back to the Ties That Bind. As always, my name is Will Humphreys, and here on this channel, I like to make simple tutorials to help make family history and temple work easier. And in today's video, we're doing some actual digging. Now, not super extensive, but I did a basic good, better, and best way of helping us get used to finding our own family names to take to the temple. So I'll put those video links in the description above, but there's a quick way to do it. There's a little bit better way to do it, and today we're diving in. We're going to show you ways, even if you have that aunt who has done all of your genealogy and all the temple work you think has been done. Today I'm going to show you a little bit of a trick on how you can unlock individuals that you're more distantly related to and help them make their way back home. So let's get right over to my phone. Okay, so I have my phone pulled up, and to be truly authentic, I don't know how this is going to work. I actually don't know what's going to happen here because what we're doing is digging and I don't have anything pre-planned. I'm just going to see where this takes us today. But I'm hoping even if I'm not able to find anyone to reserve in terms of an ordinance, I'm hoping you'll at least learn the concept from this so that you can go through and find people on your own. And so let's get into the Family Tree app. It's on that middle left-hand side there. And in this case, it opens up to my pedigree. Looking at the bottom, those are the main sections of this app. That far left one is the pedigree app. And I actually prefer the phone pedigree app piece versus the website Family Search. I have found that there's a lot more content shared in a smaller space, like it shows more pictures. My children and I played a game recently where we went back to see how far we could through time. We made it back to 2000 BC. And we are not like a multi-generational member of the church family. Like this is something new to us as our parents were the first members of the church in our family. So we were able to make it all the way back through Julius Caesar to find our family roots. So that's a fun game I'll do another video on down the road. But for now, what I want you to do is you go to your family tree. There's me, Will Andrew Humphreys, and you just pick a random direction if it's your first time. You just click on arrows and you want to look to see how far back you can go. Like this isn't a very far line at all. So let's go back this way now and see how far this takes us. What I have found is that when there's pictures and more information, typically that's an indication that line might go further back in time. That does not go far back at all. Let's go over here. You want to go back about 4 or 5 generations. So this is pretty far. We're back at the 1700s through one of my relatives, Richard Dearman. Richard Dearman. So what I want to do is I click on his name. And this is how we can broaden the width of our search. So obviously there's no green temple icons on any of these individuals, a lot of orange. But if I was going back in time and I found a green icon, there's a chance that I may have found someone who has temple work that's ready to be reserved. And that could be a really neat way to uniquely find an individual and reserve their work. But in this case, I can't find anyone. So I'm going to click on Richard Dearman, and I am going to those three dots in the upper right-hand section. I'm touching those. And you look, the second to the bottom, it says Descendants with Tasks. This is where it gets cool. By clicking that, I'm making him the center of his own tree from like a descendancy perspective. And so if I click on that, it takes any task down any of his lines and puts them on my feed. And I can go back 3 generations, or if I click on that middle section, I can go back 5 generations. So right now, it's retrieving people with tasks, and it might take a minute. So I'm going to pause the video until it shows up. As soon as I hit pause, it was done. So here you'll see all sorts of icons. Those icons are directly correlated with what those tasks are. And what we're looking for are green temple icons. So let's go to Thomas Yates Dearman. Let's click on that green temple. And it looks like I found somebody. All right. So let's see. If I hit continue here, I get the indication that always comes up that reminds me of what we can, who we can and who we can't do temple work for. If I click that button saying I've acknowledged that, the first time I recommend you read it. The next times it's more about review. And just like that, did you see that middle icon at the bottom of the temple? It danced a little bit. If you click on that, that means that it transferred that person's temple work over into my to-do list for my ordinance ready. So if I wanted to take Thomas Yates Dearman to the temple, I click on his name, and I can do his baptism, his confirmation, his initiatory work, and his endowment. So this wasn't planned. I'm so grateful that I was able to do that the first time. Most of the time you click on those green temples, it will either be names that someone else has reserved or been shared with the temple, but this was cool because it helped. What a great thing that was for me to be able to do that. So if I wanted to do the baptism and confirmation, I touch on those, hit continue, and that takes me to the QR code. I can either walk into the temple with this QR code on my phone and they'll print it out, or I can hit view cards on that middle button. And from there, it takes me to the PDF document that shows what I can print out. And if I want to print it, I just go to the upper right-hand corner and hit share to my printer. So yeah, it's just a lot of fun to be able to go through and find individuals. And for me, what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to look on my pedigree chart how I'm related to Thomas Yates, who was born in 1797. And it's an exciting thing to be able to start experiencing my family lineage as I hear stories. Sometimes people are more famous than others, so there's more detail on them. And all of this connects us to our genealogy and helps us feel like we belong to our family. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other videos that you'd like me to make, please put those in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Until next time.